everyone. Hi, Taylor. Taylor, you look cold. Tell the people how cold it is in Huntsville,
It's
Alabama right now.
cold in Huntsville, Alabama. We had snow flurries yesterday morning.
Mm.
We were not here for that, but it's probably 33 degrees down here, and it's cold for my southern blood.
For a
We don't
yeah.
do well with this, not this
No,
early.
I know. I
We've
know.
not had time to acclimate properly to it.
For Canadian viewers, this is just about 0 or 1 degree Celsius. So it's about, yeah. And yesterday I was just looking at the weather and I was noticing that it was colder by 1 degree Celsius in Huntsville than it was in Ottawa. And I
Right.
felt for you. Yes. But
Yes.
also we're speaking on a Tuesday, so that's different than our usual Monday. So tell the people
Is
what
it different?
happened yesterday that other than my birthday, that we couldn't do this.
Right. The
'Cause
big
I was
birthday.
busy. Yes.
Right. Oops.
Oops.
So mom and I took a little road trip down to New Orleans for
Oh, hi, Tammy.
yeah, she left this morning. She
Oh,
got her nap out and we went and had coffee at Gold Spring and
yeah.
then she got on the road. But we left on Sunday and quick trip, turned around and came back Monday afternoon and got to go to Neil Auction House and see all kind of
Ooh.
fabulous pieces of art and furniture
Uh-huh.
and jewelry that they're doing at the upcoming auctions for the holidays. So super exciting. We were able to take some pieces down there. So it's the shopping season. So
So you
we
had a great time. I saw
a
nice
great
pictures
time.
of you with Tammy at yeah, and
Yes,
I
we
even
got to.
had to ask about the breakfast, and I thought it
Yes,
was
the
so
grits,
yeah, but I know grits. Like I'm used to grits, but not cheese grits, and so
cheese
this
grits.
this
That's a
got
very
me
southern thing.
psyched
Yes.
very much. So I have to go to New Orleans and try cheese grits.
Yes, and you have to go to Mother's Restaurant in New Orleans. It's been
Right.
there for decades. It's amazing, and it's just I can't say enough good things about it.
You know what else you need to do when you're down in the South, like in Huntsville? I think it's Monday on the 24th. They're doing a one single Thanksgiving meal for all at Big Spring Park downtown.
Oh,
Anybody and everybody is welcome. You don't even need to RSVP. You just show up and there'll be food and good cheer for anyone who wants to
how
have a
nice!
Thanksgiving meal. This
And
is what makes this place so amazing. It's one of them,
right,
one of the
and I
places.
didn't
Yeah.
know about this until you brought it up.
Uh-huh.
And
See?
I'm in
See?
Huntsville, so it's like do better, guys. Let's get the word out. You're reaching the Canadians, but you might need to be reaching the Huntsvillians.
Oh, I
But you
yeah.
are more than welcome to come, of course.
Right. Yes, I do have my ways. Well, I won't be there on the 24th. I'll be there on the 30th. So we'll see if you and I have to go out at some point when I show up.
Yes,
So
absolutely.
that will be fun. We have things to talk about, including, and I'm sorry to say this, but your senior senator is just
Mm,
giving you guys a bad name. So Tommy Tuberville was already on our
is
list of things to talk about this week because
right,
of comments he made about and a bill he wants to introduce or some kind of thing he
right.
wants to do to make sure that Uber drivers speak English.
Which I'm fine with Uber drivers just driving if I'm not in the mood to talk. Like that's the
Also,
beauty of Uber.
they kind of do speak enough English to get you
But I don't care if they don't speak any English. If you've got my
right.
details, we've communicated through an app. There are times when I'm in the back of a car, if I'm busy, that I don't need to talk. I'm paying you to
Right.
drive me, like not for the conversation. But, if there was a language barrier, but I've never had a language barrier.
Right. So this is not a widespread problem.
I've never heard of it.
So where
You
do you
know,
like
like,
what is yeah, I'd ask
like
where he gets
maybe,
those ideas from, but maybe that's not charitable to do to go there.
I don't, I think he's afraid of melanin. I really do.
Uh-huh.
I mean,
Uh-huh.
because it always cycles back to skin color with everything he does.
Well,
Eh,
and then he made a comment just on the Steve Bannon podcast, maybe a few days ago, I guess. It made the news today. Um, about so he had opinions about Zoran Mamdani, who the new mayor of New York City, who is
Goes Oran, yay.
right, like good for you. It was a Muslim, I believe, right?
Yes,
Um,
yes, yes.
and so Tommy Tuberville thinks that this is it. We've lost. I'll put the link so people can go and read these actual words
The
in quotation
craziness,
marks and
yes.
then follow if you don't believe me and go listen to it. Um, he thinks New York City's lost now. Like done,
Uh,
gone. Because within the next cycle, 3 or 4 years, everybody will either have converted to Islam
Ooh,
or moved.
yeah, that's a lot of people to up and move. And that's a lot of people to convert to any religion in the next political cycle,
What
which
is
it's,
wrong with this?
I think he's got a screw loose, hon. I don't know.
So he's supposed to be running for governor of Alabama. What are you going to do with that?
Oh, well, I'm not going to vote for it to start with.
That's
Step one.
uh-huh.
And I believe, and I'm kind of like jet lag brain, but is it Doug Jones that's coming
Yes,
out
that's right.
to hopefully be running against him? He has a little more sense.
But that's the one. So this is the guy who's rumored to be running, who might be running, who might
Right.
have a
It's
chance as much as any Democrat has a chance in
chance in
Alabama.
Alabama. Right.
But he hasn't said yet for sure.
Right.
That's the
But
last I
fingers
heard.
crossed, like we've got to have somebody run against this man. He is just
Yeah,
fear mongering. And, of course, Alabama, we dare defend our rights. And he keeps on with this melanin, and it's bad. But if New York were to fall apart, and financially, the housing market, the education, if it were to completely fall apart, it would still be better than Alabama's. So let's focus a little closer to home on
mm-hmm.
things falling apart. Let's build this one up instead of worrying about what has, New York is a beautiful city. I love to visit, but it's really not directly affecting him or anyone in Alabama.
I know,
Good for
I
them.
know.
They were tired of the old mayor. They got a new one. I'm glad he's 33 or 34 years old, whichever, but
That's
it's
right.
young blood. It's different ideas. He wants to do things that these old goats don't want to do. You
Maybe
know,
it's good that they're getting back to work, right? Because you saw that the Senate had voted to end
finally.
the shutdown. So how are
Like,
people reacting to that news? It's like around you. What are people saying?
so, I've not heard talk about it since we've been home. Of course, we saw it go across the TV there that they had an idea that they were trying to get through. And
Hmm.
now we're waiting on the other side to
Yes, the
vote.
House tomorrow,
The
Wednesday.
House,
Yeah, tomorrow.
yes,
Hmm.
tomorrow,
Hmm.
to see where that lands us. But it's only good through, what is it?
January, the end
January,
of
yeah.
January. That's right.
Like
Yeah.
it's not very long.
Hmm.
We didn't get any confirmation on healthcare other than they would agree to discuss it if
Mm.
we were to open the government back up. And so we're opening it back up, but are we going to get what was promised?
Mm.
But we'd like to promise lots of things. I don't know if you saw, I saw this morning Donald Trump's promising $2,000, $10,000 to every air traffic controller who did not step off the job. And they asked, where are you going to get the money? And he was like, "Oh, don't worry about it. I always get the money." And
Right.
like you can't willy nilly make these promises that you can't.
Fund.
I mean, I'm sure that they can write it into something, but
Yeah,
just
yeah, for
off
sure.
the
Yeah.
cuff, we're
Yeah.
right. It's
He
just
because he made
craziness.
another one on Truth Social that every American, that includes you, by the way, will get two thousand
Da-da.
dollars in tariff dividend.
Right. Thank you, Canada. I mean, right. What? Like, what is this? And then this morning I heard about tariffs that pasta from Italy is getting 102% tariff at the beginning of the year. Like, leave our pasta alone. Like, we're like,
Just kidding.
the pasta's not hurting anyone. Like, I was upset and they were like telling about American pasta makers or pasta alternatives. And I was just like, wow, what a time to be alive that we're arguing about where our pasta comes from.
And this is coming from the party that's all in favor of freedom and the free markets and people having consumer choices and all those kinds of
Hmm.
things. And now they're like
As long
meddling
as
with what kind of food you put on your plate
right, as
through
long as you want to
tariffs.
eat their food and you want to look like them and act like them and belong to their clubs, then it's all about freedom in America. But if you're darker than them or different from them,
That's yeah.
we're on the outside. And speaking of different,
Mm-hmm.
you saw the
I
Supreme Court.
Oh, about gay marriage, they're refusing. Yes, I know.
They
You get a break.
refuse
Yes.
Ki- that Kim lady. Just I've never known a good Kim, but
Mm-hmm.
anyway, this one's probably the worst.
Okay.
Um, but they shut her down. She's on
Right.
her third
She was
marriage.
That's right. So
Let
she's the
everybody else
for
live
people who
alone.
don't that's right. People who don't know, she was this official in, oh, I forget which state, somewhere Kansas or
I think
someplace.
Westford.
Oh,
Virginia.
anyway, she
Or
was somewhere. The
it was
where
on the
doesn't
East
matter so
Coast.
much, but she was refusing to issue marriage certificates or licenses
Right.
to same-sex
When they
couples because she
passed
didn't
marriage
she
equality.
that's right, because she doesn't believe in gay marriage. Well, it
Right.
doesn't matter what you believe, lady, right? This is the law of the land. So if it's your job to issue those
It-
licenses, you have to do it, or
right.
maybe go work in a different job somewhere
Take a different
else.
job. And you know that would be the common sense thing to do. But
Mm-hmm.
when you're trying to stand on the ground of one man and one woman,
Right.
she had her first two kids while married to her first husband by her third husband, then married her
Oh,
second husband, then her
mm,
third husband, and then back to the
right.
second husband. Like that's just keeping it all in the family. That's a little closer than I'm keeping it, Like, leave me alone, lady. Like,
Yeah.
you're no pious role model, but and her hair and those outfits, you can tell she don't have a gay friend. Nobody to advise her. And you just see it oozing out. She looks like the thing from Monsters, the secretary on that. I believe it's a Pixar movie. But when I see her, that's all I can
Oh
see is that
yes.
big.
What's her
Yes,
name? The
well,
one that
I can't
they
think of
have
her
your
name, but
paperwork. Yeah, yes.
that is exactly the one. We'll
Oh, I
have
love
to
her.
put a
Yeah, yeah.
picture up
Yeah.
so they know exactly a side by side of who we're talking about here.
Right.
But she's
It will
just a
come to me.
wretched lady. Right. And I'm
Yes.
glad they shut her down.
Oh,
So way
good.
to go, Supreme Court.
Well, for once, we needed a
For
win
once,
at some
yes.
point, right?
Right. You
The other
know?
thing I didn't send you this week is there was a plastic surgeon in the Washington, D.C. area who's commenting on the number of people within Trump circles that are getting like Trump or Mar-a-Lago face. They need to look like they've had work. And this is,
Yes.
I mean, tell me again that this isn't a cult. And maybe I'll believe you, but like the women have to have like fillers and those big lips and the big eyes and like the big
Yeah.
like they all look like Melania, and nothing against Melania, like she's probably the most dignified
She's
of them all, but that's how she looks, right? And all
that's
these other
right.
women are trying to look the way she does to be
Right. But
extensions
she's
for
always
Donald
looked like
Trump. It's like,
that.
yes,
But
exactly, that's always been Melania.
that's her look. And
Right,
it's
right.
now they just all look crazy.
Yeah. And
And what
speaking,
I noticed in Washington, especially with the women that cater to his every demand, they all have on these huge gold or diamond necklaces, and they never go without them. It's
hmm
like, whoa, girl, I know you ain't going to church. Like
hmm
you kidding somebody. You taking your paycheck up there doing nothing, and people are going without food. It don't matter if you're wearing a
yeah.
cross. That doesn't make you any better. But anyway, they have the look and they have the jewelry, and they all have to beat the same drum. But they say it's not a cult
Yeah, it's very performative, that's for sure. Hey, speaking of
for
crazy
sure.
things, the last thing I had for you, it's not just an Alabama story, it's everywhere across the United States because we don't have Target in Canada anymore. We
Uh,
managed to kill Target. I don't know how we did that.
I love a
But
Target.
I know I love going to Target too. It's way better than Walmart. For one thing, it has a Starbucks in it.
That's
But
right.
but they're having trouble, right? Because people are tightening their belts a little bit, especially with the shutdown, people missing paychecks
Yes.
and what have you. So they're noticing a bit of a dip in traffic and they're trying to get more sales because that's how they make profits. And now they have this policy asking their sales associates on the floor to like systematically smile at people who get within 10 feet of them. And I saw this story and try to see if they need help or what have you. But when you go to Target or Walmart or any of those stores, you're not going there to have someone like right in your face like, hello, how are you? Right?
Right.
It's a little
Customer
too
service,
much.
it's not Neiman Marcus. You don't
Yeah,
expect
I mean,
somebody to bring you things to the
exactly.
fitting room. It's
Right.
self-serve.
That's right. And I expect someone to be around if I need help, like not too far, which is great, but I don't need them
But good
following me
luck.
around to tell me that this purple would look good on me or this other. Anyway, so I was seeing this story and I thought, this kind of space aliens, you get there and you see, uh-oh, customer in area, activate, smile, and
Right.
it's so creepy. I
Before
don't
you
know.
get replaced by one of, Elon Musk's new robots,
Well, I
that are
don't know.
coming out.
Yeah, but they probably won't sell
That's
anything these ones because nothing that I mean, except for, I mean, your car works well, but
it
and this
does,
and the satellite dish, it works well. I've tried it
It
on,
works
yeah,
well, and I'm sure that they'll get these robots working well, but
eventually.
it's eventually, yes, sooner than later,
Hmm.
probably. But it's crazy. You just think if you're checking out, smile, be courteous, a little conversation, but you do good to see an associate on the floor when you're in there.
That's
with all
right.
the cutbacks to budgets and their spending, the less hours in payroll, the more their profit goes up. So you're hard pressed to find somebody when you need them.
Right.
But
And for sure there are people who go to Target and want to have a conversation with the sales associate because sometimes they live alone and they're a little bit lonely and they go to those stores and they're happy to have a conversation. That's great. This is why in Europe there's I'm just completely off topic, but I'm just going to tell you about it because it's a cool
let's
thing.
go.
They have some grocery stores where they have a slow lane. You know, you have sometimes an express checkout lane. Well, they have
Absolutely,
one
yes.
that is dedicated to being slow, and people are expected to go there and just have a chat with a cashier. So they put their chatty Cathy's. What's the name of that?
Right.
A person who likes
Chatty
to
Cathy,
chat.
yes,
That the
absolutely.
chatty Cathy, thank you. They put their employee who just loves talking to people at that
Right.
cash, and they process groceries super slow and
And
talk with
talk and catch
everyone,
up
and it
and
becomes a social club. And apparently, this is so popular that it makes people want to go shop at those places. Not everyone, but like the people who
but
really want to have a
that need that
conversation with
connection
someone.
and that interaction.
That's right. Isn't that
But
cool?
it's so great. But back to the Target side of it, you you may have one cashier, the rest is self checkout.
It's all self
Like
checkout. That's right.
like there's not even cashiers up front. They're
To help you
operating
with
on this
anything. That's right.
shoestring, yeah, payroll
Mm-hmm.
budget. And anyway, you
But at
need
least
more
now they'll
people if you want
smile
more
at you.
smiles, right? You
Guess.
got to smile, damn it.
No. Anyway.
Yes, you know
So there's all kinds of good stories. So anything
all the
exciting
things.
happening in your life this week?
Oh, I go to the beauty shop tomorrow. That's another
Oh.
reason I have this toboggan on because it's time, and so that's going on. And we decorated the studio at the mill today for the
Mm-hmm.
holidays. So
Mm-hmm.
maybe next time we'll be up there, and
Good.
you can see all the decorations, but you'll see them when you're here for sure.
Wasn't that Witch
But
Day
it's
also today? What is Witch Day? I saw that at the
uh,
mill. Somebody said it was Witch
oh,
Day.
which is collegiate. It was right before Halloween. Maybe it was on
Oh,
Halloween. I can't keep
okay.
up. But so like all the witches get together. The I say witches because that's what they call it. I don't know what they um really spiritual or whatever. All these
Hmm.
people in dressed like witches and they walk the mill and it's kind of like this parade and it's fun and you've got little kids there and the moms dressed like witches, super cute. But then they do classes on maybe tarot cards or
Oh,
I
okay.
don't know, like herbal medicine, potions, like things of this nature. Real cool.
Hmm.
Something different. But that's what was going on.
Well,
So
that's a yeah. I thought this was exciting, and it's also reclaiming a little bit because a witch sometimes is it's used as a slur against women, and I like it when women say, "No, damn it, we're going to call ourselves witches, reclaim
she
this,
said,
own it, and be happy with it."
and be this if we need to be.
There you go. So I like that
That's
about
right.
Huntsville. So I'm gonna have to miss next week because I'll tell you about it offline because I'm
Okay.
taking some R&R for myself and that will be nice. But I'll talk to
Yes.
you in 2 weeks just before Thanksgiving. So we'll have a lot
Right.
of
And before your big
preparation
trip
work
down.
and before I come
Yes.
down. That's right. All
Yay.
right.
We're so
Well, it'll be
excited.
great. Lovely to see you
Okay.
again. See you soon.
Lovely to see you. Have a great week. Bye
Bye.
bye.